Okay, in this video I'm going to talk about this sales page option. There are actually two things to mention here. One is obviously where we're at now on the theme options, sales page options page. And the other one is that the fact that it works with what I'm calling a sales page template, or a template with no header, sidebar, or footer, or at least footer options, which I'll get into. So before I really get into these features here, I'm going to go to pages, and I've included a sample sales page that's in draft mode. So I'm going to go ahead and click Quick Edit and click Published and Update. Okay, so now that page should appear up here. And I'll show you I'll be able to explain better once you see this page template. Okay, so no header, no sidebars, no footer at the moment. And of course, a few graphics, which I'll go into as well. And the idea behind this was, first of all, I've had a few customers say, it'd be nice to have a page template that didn't have a header or sidebars. And so I thought, okay, I'll add that. And I took it one step further by adding another feature, which I'll show you as well. Right, so with the sales page template, in the theme options, you can change the background color, the border thickness, the padding, which is the space inside the white area. So you can have padding on the left and right, padding on the top and bottom, um, a border radius or no border radius. You can have a footer or no footer. The default is no footer. So I'll go into that now. So let's go back to Headlines Enhanced Theme Options and Sales Page Options. Okay, you can control the width of the page. Right now it's at 950. So if you wanted kind of a narrow sales page, if you will, you can use the page any way you like, but I'm calling it a sales page. Um, just to keep in mind, because I have 150 pixels padding on the left and right, that if I'm going to shrink this down 250 pixels from 950 to 700, then I'm going to probably want to make this a lot less. So maybe 30, yeah, let's try 30 pixels on the left, 30 pixels on the right. And I'll show you how that looks different. I'll even take off the border radius for the moment and click Save Changes. I encourage you to just play around these different options. I'm not going to go into every single option and show you multiple different layout ideas, because this video would be too long. So, but right now this is the 950 pixel wide option width with 150 pixels padding. I just changed it to 700 with 30 pixels padding, and we can get an idea. Okay, I took away the border radius. So you can if that's what you wanted to have something a bit narrower. Um, if I wanted maybe a 20 pixel, sorry, not border size, but border radius, I could put 20. Click Update or Save All Changes, and this corner will turn to a radius. Now, radiuses are using CSS3. All that really means is modern browsers like Chrome, Opera, Safari, Firefox, even Internet Explorer 9 will show these radiuses. But older browsers like Internet Explorer 6 and 7, possibly 8, I can't remember. You're just going to see a square corner. Okay, so just to mention that. I'm going to put this back to 950 because I think 700 is a bit narrow for me. I even like the 30 pixel. I'll keep it at 20 pixel radius. Put this back to maybe 150 again. Doesn't really matter. You can play around. Now, if you wanted the background color to be something like, maybe kind of a dark gray, almost a black, say something like that, and then I'll make my border the same color, just so it doesn't look like there's a border. Let's see. Okay, now you can choose to show the blog footer if you like, so I'll show you that. So first of all, it's going to go back to 950 pixels wide. Got a nice dark background, 20 pixel radius. And you can see the blog footer. Now, these colors are going to clash, so you might want to make this background color similar to the footer, or just not use the blog footer, but you have that option. That's the point. If I untick that, you can also show the blog footer according to page IDs. Basically, because this is using one particular page template, if you created, say, 10 different sales pages, for lack of a better word, you had 10 different products, one product for each page, whatever settings you put here, each of those product pages is going to look the same. So you're not going to have one product page that's got an orange background, one that's got a red background. This applies to all pages that use the page template, which I'll get into in a moment. You can show a custom footer saying paste your links, for example, and obviously you're going to want to delete that bit. So you can create an about page. This is just using standard HTML. So you want to basically change all references where you see a hash mark or a pound sign. Just change that to whatever URL is, will go to your about page. So you can have the about page using the sales page template. Terms and conditions, frequently asked questions, support, whatever you want. You can even change the footer color. So I'll just make it quite obviously different against that dark background. You can underline the footer links or keep them, or not underline them, but I'll go ahead and underline them. So just give you some more options to customize and make, a simple yet professional looking sales page. Or however you want to use this page. Okay, so obviously it says paste your links here. You want to get rid of that, but you can see here about, terms and conditions, frequently asked questions. You can untick those links. You can change the color to a light gray or whatever you want. Okay, now so again, just play around. You could have, for example, let's try a dashed border. I'm going to make it 5 pixels. I'm going to make the border color kind of a red. I'm going to make the background color a white. And let's see how that looks. Scroll back up. It's still got a radius. But you've probably seen sales pages, squeeze pages that have kind of that red dashed border. I think it's a bit old-fashioned personally, but I'm just showing you the different options you can do. Okay, so now I'm just going to change that back because I don't really like that layout, but and make it solid. Go back to maybe a 30 pixel radius and get rid of the footer links. By default, again, if these aren't ticked, you'll have no footer. All right. So I'll explain a bit about these graphics now. What we want to do is go to Pages again, and click that sample sales page. Click Edit. And you'll notice here under Template that in order to use that particular page template, you need to select it from this drop-down list. When you create a page in the beginning, it's going to start with the default template. So you need to make sure you select that. Otherwise, you're going to have a regular page with a sidebar, and your graphics could look, squished and all that. So select the sales page, no header template, and regular text that you type in. Again, you can control that on the theme options page in terms of the pixel size, so it's set to 14 pixels. But the rest of these, if you're familiar with shortcodes, this is using I'm including a free light version of a plugin called WP Graphics Magic Light, and you've got a number of options here. They are somewhat limited, but enough to create some nice little graphics like you've seen on this sales page, such as header titles with the drop shadow, some image bullets. There's 3 different size badges. You can create this box. You've got some dividers. So if you're not familiar with shortcodes, basically it's creating this shortcode for the headline font. This is the text that I have, and this is the end tag of the shortcode. So it normally looks like this. Shortcodes, I love shortcodes, but just to mention that they can look a little bit confusing sometimes, especially if you're not used to them, because you're like, well, what's all this stuff? I'll just give you a quick demo of what you can add. For example, you can add the text. What I would do actually is create your headline. So like, this is a great headline, and then you would highlight it, click this tab, this icon, and you can select a font, the size of the font, the color of the font, bold, you want it centered, you can add a little bit of letter spacing, etc. So basically this green title here was created that way. You can add a highlighter color. So behind the text you could say something like, this sentence will have some highlight color behind some of the words. So I could highlight this, highlight color, select this highlighter. You can either, the default is kind of this yellow with the black text, or I could do something like a dark background, something like that. But of course, if you use a dark background highlighter color, then you want your text to be white, or at least a lighter color so it doesn't get lost. So this creates this shortcode. You can see the color is white. That's CSS for FFF is white. The background color is that color, that dark color. And then here's the end shortcode. So that shortcode is surrounding highlight color, which is what I originally highlighted. I'll just update that and refresh the page. And you can see now that some of my text has been had a highlight color behind it. So you could use that to emphasize certain points. Get rid of that. You can add a few different bullet graphics. Because this is the light version and I'm including it free, it's got limited graphics, but the full version will have tons more graphics. So you can choose from those different bullet styles. You choose create content boxes where you can have a border on the top, right, bottom, left, for example. This here is just using a border on the top and on the bottom, but it's also got a light color. It's inspired by Optimized Press and those kinds of features. So I recommend you experiment a bit. You can create a relatively simple button. So the title might be something like Buy Now. Title color I'll leave white. Button link, you can link it. So I'll just link this to Google. And open a new window, yes. I'll choose the large style. I'll choose maybe an orange yellow color and I'll center align it. Okay, so here's Buy Now, that's my text. It's being surrounded by the shortcode. And then click Update. And we'll see how this looks. Okay, so you got a Buy Now button. And then I click it and it opens up to Google. So you can see that's text. So you've got to, don't mean to be going through this too quickly, but really it's just to kind of highlight what these buttons are, how you can add it to the sales page, no header template. And I encourage you to experiment a bit. You've got some really nice 3 different buttons in this free light version. Add to cart, buy now, download now. You can add a button link, an alt title, open in a new window. So you just select the button, center align it, whatever you want to do. A sales box. There's only one in this light version, so you would select that, and basically that's this box here. And then you can add, your customized text, a divider, some text you just type in. You can add a badge, a smaller size text, that custom box. Sorry, what is it called? Content box. And you got, again, this is only the light version, so it's one badge type, but there are 3 different sizes. You can align it left to right. Just choose which one you want. And that's about it. The main thing was, the ability to control elements of this unique page. Use it as a sales page, use it to sell products, whatever you want to do. You could even do reviews of Amazon products, whatever you like. It just gives you quite a bit of control. And some nice little graphics that can give you a really clean, fresh, non-busy sales page. So I hope you appreciate this video. I'll see you in the next one, and where I'll be talking about the 3 widgets on the top of the posts and homepage and stuff. All right, thanks.